Money always comes back, but time never does. So I just got done talking to this young kid who's in my mastermind program. He's 22 years old. And we're talking about a lot of the value that, he can be bringing to the table with women in regards to his dating, his relationships. And, we talked about some communication stuff, some game stuff, the kid's in decent shape, these types of things, ways to make girls laugh and to actually bring emotion to their life. But we really got to talking, and one of the things I told him is I said, man, I am a very interesting person to talk to for most people when we really get into it, because I've had so many insane life experiences. And once we really got onto that subject, I realized with him that he has had almost zero crazy life experiences, close to zero. Has not really traveled at all, has barely left the state, chose to go to college in his state near his hometown, has barely left, has barely ever gone on any sort of a vacation or anything. There's no travel there, there's no culture there, there's no worldly experience. And what I really cannot stress to you enough is that money always comes back and time never does. I told him, I said, bro, what has kept you from ever doing anything? Even in college, he would have friends going on spring break and he would not go. Same thing kind of happened in high school, all this stuff. He goes, man, it's just always been finances. It's just always been money. And I said straight up, I said, dude, use a credit card. Go into a little bit of debt. Work harder. Uber in the times where you're playing video games, and instead, you can, back when I was incredibly broke, I scheduled for 6 months in advance a trip to New York City. I had just enough money to get the cheapest plane ticket I could find, one of these 6 a.m. Spirit flights, 6 a.m. And, and then about 4 months after that, I was able to find the cheapest Airbnb that I could find, where it was actually like a shared room in New York City. And so I split that up over the course of 6 months. And at that time, it still was a little bit expensive, and I just was delivering pizzas. And at that time, it's like the money, oh, this is irresponsible, I've got things to pay and whatever. But you always figure it out. You always figure it out. And that 11 days that I spent in New York City completely changed my life forever. I actually don't even know if I would be successful as a man if I hadn't gone on that trip. The experience I had there, that's for a separate video. But these experiences, this time that is slipping away from you every second that goes by. And I'm not saying YOLO, you gotta be out fucking partying every single day, but bro, you guys need to start prioritizing your time and not your finances as much, because I'm telling you right now, a life with decent finances and no experiences, that ain't good. That's not going to be fun for you, okay? I know some broke-ass motherfuckers that they're out there living a wild life, and I can promise you they're happier than you. I can promise you these guys are happier than you. They're struggling to pay fucking rent, but dude, they're out partying all the time. They're out getting in fights. They're hooking up with chicks. They're out living a fun life. And now they need to find that balance. And you need to start finding that balance right now and do something fucking insane. For real, do something wild, have an experience that you will look back on your life and you will have stories to tell, and you will know, man, that was an awesome thing that I did. That was a part of culture that I got to experience. Maybe you even had to learn a little bit of a new language or something for this experience. Money always comes back. Time never does.